Hello everybody, welcome back to more Factorio Not 15, a learning playthrough, learning campaign. I don't fucking know what I'm gonna call it. Shotgun shell damage 1 is almost done. This is our new layout here. It's still 128 smelters. It's a little bit different than it used to be, though, and I'll show you why. I fixed this stupid little thing with the smelters at the ends and all that kind of crap. You know what I'm gonna do real quick? This is temporary. This is not a permanent solution. But I am just going to run a quick little power line over this way so that these lights all turn on, so that I can operate up here with lights, so that we can actually see things at night. There's a lot more lights now. I built lights freaking everywhere because I was like, I don't actually give a shit. I have 114 lights working. They're using 568 kilowatts. They're using half of a megawatt. Lights do add up in the long run, but you know what? Power is much more abundant now than it used to be in Not 14 with steam engines and nuclear power, which is new to the game. You don't have to use mods anymore. Freaking amazing. So we're going to take this, which is basically the exact same setup. We didn't rebuild everything. I just took away the bottom smelter, crunched everything up a little bit, and then added on one at the end, and then changed the output underground belt here. So we didn't end up rebuilding the majority of the array. We just built a little bit on the end. So that is one array. That's going to be probably copper, as I've said numerous times already. Last time we also got steel up and running, and you notice I have steel axes now. We've got steel tools. That's fantaberific is what that is. You know what? Let's just start out here by picking up some iron. It filled my inventory, there was so much of it, and heading down here and filling up our chests so that we continue to operate. We should probably fill it. Do I have coal? I only have 8 coal on me. Okay. I can scoop some, that's fine. So this chest is full. This chest, does it need copper? No, it doesn't. So this chest is an all iron chest. We can fill it. This chest needs, tell you what, let's fill that up with copper and then we'll fill that with iron. This chest is out of iron, so we actually weren't producing science. Tee-hee-hee-hee-hee. So let's fill it up as such. I think it actually uses more copper than it does iron. 1 copper plate, 1 iron gear wheel. This uses 2 iron plates. No, it actually uses double as much iron as it does copper, so I'm silly. But that's okay, it fills my inventory up. We got lots of belt available, we've got lots of inserters available, but I've only got 3 on me right now, so you know what? Let's get these inserters producing. Also the belt. I don't have that much belt. We need, what, 300 and something? 388. I've got enough for the next smelting array. It's fine. We'll go from there. So next up, oh, you know what? I'm going to need more smelters to go next up. So let's go get some stone as well. And for that, I do need to scoop some coal. Looks like coal production is still doing fine, but it's really easy to lose control of coal production because as you like build your base, you start smelting stuff. Smelting stuff uses coal, so you start using a lot more to smelt. And when you smelt stuff, you tend to want to do something with the stuff that you're smelting, right? So you build things that use power, like these production facilities and stuff. And then your steam engines start using more coal in the boilers, and they start using more. And you end up just really, really rapidly running out of it. So you have to keep an eye on the coal situation. And you know what? I'm thinking that it might be a good time. Yeah, I can fit that all in my inventory. Yes, indeedy, I can. It might be a good time to build a steel chest. I meant to build an iron chest, not a steel chest. It might be a good time to upgrade this to an electric drill. You know what? Build a second one so we don't have an orphaned copper cable sitting around. Yeah, why not? So this is going to fill extremely fast. We should actually maybe start building walls. Normally in like a real campaign I'd be building walls long ago. This one I've been kind of lazy because, you know, reasons. Maybe we should build brick. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about this, but no, you know what? I don't have to think about this. Let's just build a few more of these guys. We're gonna get into stone production right now. Just like last time, we took a little aside to build up our steel production. Normally, I would be building walls, I'd be making brick, I'd be making all that stuff, and now that I think about it, I've got the coal here already. I can just split it again. Like, we're splitting it left, right, and center. We're splitting it to go up to iron, we're splitting the stuff off of iron to go to steel, we're splitting it to go up to copper, we're sending the straight through onto power. Like, we're splitting the shit out of this coal. But, you know what? We can split it again, and we can make ourselves some brick. So to that end, how do we want this to work? Advanced Material Processing 2 would be really good right now, because then we could just put a steel furnace, or Advanced Material Processing 1 even. We could stick a steel furnace right on the end of the electric mining drill, because it goes 1 to 1. Okay, well, let's do turrets. As it stands, I think what we're going to do is take two drills here, which are going to go to freaking nothing. And then we'll do two drills here, which are, you know, also going to go to freaking nothing. We're going to build belts onto these guys that are going to go this way. Then we're going to build... I just built another drill. Well, I'm silly. Well, let's build another one to get rid of that orphan thing. This guy needs to go away. This is why I built it, because they weren't in my hotbar, they were in my inventory, and I clicked on the wrong fucking spot. Then these guys here, we're going to build two more, but they're not going to go that way. They're going to go into that steel chest we just got. Then we're going to need power behind these guys, which I'm thinking we'll do. I mean, I only need one power line behind this, in fairness. And I could actually just run this one up here. Yeah, this doesn't need to be particularly clean. And then we'll get ourselves a light, because there's a light over here, but I want another one. Okay, that's good. So that's going to make us stone, and it's going to make it a lot faster. And actually, we're going to fill this steel chest, because you need stone for like trains and shit like that. So we will just fill a steel chest with stone. No big dealio, yo. And then we're going to want to... Thank you. Gun turret damage 1, needs more. Let's do bullet shooting speed. And then we're going to want... Yeah, this works. Now, what's the ratio for stone? Stone mines slower, right? It's been a little while. You know what? Let's just build 4 of these guys for now. I'm not sure what we're going to need in the end. I don't think we need 2 for every drill for stone, because I think it's the speed that this happens at is different. And we do 1 to 1 for these, I suspect. I might be totally wrong about that. And if I am, my apologies, but that's what I want to say. So we're going to put another one over here, another one of these good guys, and we're going to need some happy coal. And you know what? I think in our world, the coal is actually going to loop back around and run the exact same direction as this. We could take it from this direction and keep running it this way. But I think in our world, and you can do different in your world, because remember, it belongs to you. You are in total control in your world. But in our world, I think the coal is going to loop around like this. Just because it can. And we're going to want 4 long-handed inserters real quick. Very good. And that will stick the coal in the smelters. And then this is going to make bricks for us. So let's power these good guys up. Like so. And we'll get them some lights as well, because we like a light base. And this is going to make brick. Now the question is, how do I want to handle the brick? I mean, I think we should belt it, and we should have one factory making walls. So we can just run it back this way, and we can belt this stuff, and we'll just pull off using... Well, that would be the wrong side, wouldn't it? Yeah, no, that would be the wrong side. So we're going to do it like this. And this OCD about making sure the inserters are on the right side. We're going to do something like that. And what we're going to do is chesticle this into an iron chest, and we're going to get a second iron chest as well. So we will chesticle this stuff right here, and we'll build a fast inserter to make that happen. Come on. Very good. Let's do that and power that guy up. So that's going to stick all these bricks away. Is it going to be able to keep up? What's the craft time on brick? Doesn't actually show because it's a furnace recipe. Okay, that's no big deal. It looks like we're winning though. So I think we're okay in that respect. And then we're going to build ourselves a assembly machine. And with that assembly machine, we're going to make some walls. Where are you at? There you at. Okay. So assembly machine can go here. And we're going to pull that brick in. Again, we'll use a fast inserter because we can. And then a fast inserter for the output as well. So we'll do a fast inserter in, a fast inserter out, a steel chest, which will be limited to maybe 2 rows, and you are going to make us stone walls. So this is going to need this brick in order to work, and this is actually going to take a lot faster than we're making brick. So until this fills up with stone walls, we're not going to have a backlog of brick at all. On the bright side, we are producing now, so hopefully we can backlog those stone walls. You know what? Let's not make quite so many stone walls then. Let's maybe limit it to 1 row for now, and try and get these bricks built, because we're going to need bricks for oil, we're going to need bricks for lots of things. And worst case scenario, I can just stop stone wall production. We make bricks fast enough that it should be fine. Okay, so we did that little aside there. We got our stone going, we got our brick going. The reason we did that was because we needed stone for furnaces, and I still don't have enough, so let's go pick more up out of this chest. Yeah, let's try that much. I've got a bunch of coal on me now, too. I did scoop a bunch, didn't I? Okay, so then, since I've got a shit ton of coal on me, I've got chests. I have coal chests that I can dump it into. Excellent, let's go do that. This one still has coal in it, in fact. It has a lot of coal in it. Okay, that's interesting. Let's pull some of this out and load it into this one. And these will just, you know, head off the miners a little. Actually, they won't head off the miners, will they? If I want to head off the miners, I should really put the chests on the opposite side of the miners so that the miners don't fill the belt first. As it stands, these guys will only fill the belt if the belt is low on coal, which I guess could happen, but I'm not expecting that to happen for a little while. So maybe I might end up moving the chests to the other side, or alternatively we could put them on like a splitter that splits stuff in. I don't know. We'll figure that. We have an orphaned copper cable, guys. That's from a fast inserter, almost definitely. Yes, it was. Let's build another fast inserter. Our steel stocks are increasing, which are good. We're going to need that for oil as well. I think we're finally set to move on to the next phase of this. We just have little really? Okay, we're not set. I need more stone. I need at least 128 for the next set of furnaces. So let's head on down. The steel is going to take up a lot of space too, guys. Like, it's going to take up a bunch of space. So let's get ourselves a little bit more stone, and by a little bit more stone, I mean like a metric butt ton more stone. And that's going to give me 142. Okay, that's okay. So we're going to go to when there is less than 22 left is what we want to go to. So let's just build, less than 22. We'll go down to 12 left, and all should be well in the world. Our lights are turning on. Everything's dandy. Excellent. Okay, so I cleared the trees I think that I needed to clear. Let's take a peek and make sure I didn't quite clear all of the trees that I needed to clear. I need to take a few more of them out. It would be nice to have construction robots and a deconstruction planner. We can get the deconstruction planner now, but our construction robots would not do anything because I don't have any. Alternatively, I can use the shotgun for this. Oh, there's a new, what's the new shotgun key? Oh, switching weapons is now tab. Reason switching weapons is tab, it used to be Q, is because now if you hold your mouse over something and you press Q, it selects that for placement, which is fantastic. I love that feature. That is amazeballs. So now we're going to place you and everything should be good. There should be no conflicts except maybe where I'm actually physically standing, which isn't actually a conflict. That doesn't become a conflict. That's no big deal at all. But I do want to stand outside of it. Everything looks fine. Let's place it. It placed okay. This is going to take a while, guys, and it is still sort of dark. So I'm going to build up the iron smelter, and I will be back. Then we'll start on the steel one. Welcome back, everybody. So this is the first two banks. This is a copper and an iron smeltery now built. They are built basically identical. Look at all those lights. We're using almost a megawatt of power for our lights now, which is fan-fucking-tastic. Let's just take a quick look at our coal saturation and make sure it's still... Oh, I love that uranium glow in the darkness. Yeah, coal saturation is still peachy, so there's no problem there. Our 4 drills are keeping up with our current usage, which is not a whole lot, especially since iron has stopped smelting, I think. Yeah. They're all full, and the chests are both full, and I've got material on me, and the other things have stuff. I did have to start building some more inserters, and we're going to need a whole lot more inserters again soon. I am going to cut power to this before we start using it, and I'm going to fully charge all the lines before I turn power on, so that I can just verify that every one of the inserters is placed correctly and all that good stuff. But next, we need to blueprint the steel smeltery, which cannot be identical to these guys. It has to be slightly different because steel is a little bit different. But the steel smeltery is going to exist where this freaking forest exists. So I'm going to have to do some forestry in order to make this work. I don't have access to grenades, and I think grenades need military too, which needs green science, which I don't want to make. I mean, I could just make 20 green science packs manually, I suppose, if I had to. I mean, they're not that expensive and I can make them. It's just they take time and I don't want to spend time doing it. But I guess, I mean, if I'm going to do the forest, doing the forest is going to take me time. But then I got to make grenades too, and that takes time and materials. I'm going to have to make grenades eventually because they are required for military science packs. You know what? I've got a shotgun. Right, it's not Q anymore, it's tab. I've got a shotgun. How good is the shotgun these days at clearing out trees? Not that good. I'm used to the combat shotty, and that was the old days, you know, before we had a million other ways to clear trees. I mean, it's still probably better than doing it by hand. Although it's basically doing it by hand once it comes down to it. Ooh, 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 kill counter. In the last 10 minutes, I've killed a number of trees. In the last 10 hours... In the last 10 minutes, I've killed trees, but in the last 10 hours, I haven't killed anything? Are you kidding me? All time! I've killed some trees. Oh, yeah. Sorry, that's just a new feature for version 15. Is that kill counter. We don't want to shoot our base because we could accidentally shoot our base like this. God. You know, yeah, see, I just accidentally shot my base. The shotgun is so shit nowadays. Like, the only reason you used to build the shotgun, I need another one to get rid of that orphaned dude. The only reason you used to build the shotgun was to destroy big rocks. But now that you can mine big rocks, what the fuck is the purpose of the shotgun? Like, this is freaking terrible. I'm just destroying my base more than I'm destroying trees. That's not true, but, you know, it's a neat exaggeration to make. Yeah, no, I don't think we're going to use the shotgun. I think we're going to switch back to the SM Jizzle, and we are just going to clear some trees the old-fashioned way. I need to make a lot of space here. I can see myself going through an entire steel tool before we're done this. Okay, well then I'm just going to do that, and in the meantime we're going to research shotgun shell shooting speed, which could actually be useful for that. What percentage does it increase? 10%. Maybe. I might try it again once I do that. And we're going to get fluid handling, you know, everything that we can do on red science only. So this is the order. We're going to do this, and then we're going to do fluid handling. If I don't come back before I start fluid handling, you know now, I'm telling you now, that is what we're doing next. So you aren't lost on tech. I want to build this steel smeltery in this video, and it's going to take me like a half hour to clear trees. So let's start this research, and I'll be back. Okay, welcome back to blueprinting. This is going to be our steel production chain, so we're going to need ourselves some long-handed inserters as well. I need these guys to finish, and we'll start building some of them. So let's just get like 10 to start with as our blueprint. So we're going to have ore come in along this line, and we're going to have coal come in along this line. So both furnaces can take the coal. We're going to have a long-handed inserter move the iron into the steel, and then we're going to have that unload onto a belt, but not a belt. It's going to be undergrounds, just like these guys had, and they're going to operate basically the exact same here. Wrong side, just like that. Okay, and then on the other side, it's basically an exact mirror. So it's going to look something like that with another set of undergrounds. Again, well, these undergrounds are going to be necessary because we need to have long-handed inserters over here. These undergrounds here in this middle chain are totally not necessary. They're just there because I want them. They used to be necessary in previous versions of the game. They are not anymore. It looks like this slopes downward, but it doesn't. It's just an optical illusion. Okay, so the long-handeds are done as well. The long-handeds are going to go whoopsie-daisy, just like this. It'll be on the outsides of everything. And they'll go into this, and then I need one more set of smelters on this side. Again, opposite of that. And they're going to need their long-handed inserters as well. They're going to look just like that. And then we're going to need a bunch of regular inserters. That's going to be pulling in to these guys for coal, and then these need to pull in with coal as well. And then they're also going to output into the center. So from this side we can just go across like this because we know how this is going to work. So just like that, and then you go the opposite direction because you're not outputting, you're inputting coal. And then we need ultimately, again, another one of these over here. So then you guys are going to get yours like that, and then we're going to have a belt come up this way like so's, and it's actually going to go like all the way up. So we might as well just build this belt all the way up now. No reason not to. I got lots of belt on me, right? I still have lots of belt? No, I don't have lots of belt. This is actually my last 18 belts. Okay, you know what? We're going to need to grab us some belts real quick. And while we're at it, let's go and... actually, no, we don't need to restock the iron down there, do we? I do not believe we do. Well, we might need to restock the iron for the inserters, but... looks like it still has enough to operate if it needs to. Let's take a quick peek at what they've got. They have a copper deficiency. They weren't actually deficient. They had everything they needed. Yeah, so they're a little low, but they're full, so they're not building. They are fully stocked on iron. Well, they are no longer fully stocked on transport belts, though, so they're going to go through that iron pretty quick. I'm not going to restock it, though. Nope, I refuse to do it. At least not for the moment. We're not even going to empty this out and start producing more iron because I don't want to be using power and making pollution right now if I don't need to. We are going to keep making steel as quickly as possible. Okay, so this whole nighttime bit is unfortunate. On the bright side, we're going to have a few lights here. So where am I going to want the power? I think we're going to want the power in between every furnace, just like we've always had, right? Yeah, so we're going to have the power right there. Yep, I think that's right. And then this one's going to overlap, but that's okay. And then this one will go right there. And because we have the power there, we can now put in the lights. and the lights we're going to stick in the exact same spots we've always stuck them in. Now I can work here. Okay, I just wanted to get those lights in so that I could work here really quickly. We went to go get belt, and the reason we needed belt was so that we could set this up. But the thing is, I need coal coming in on these two lines. And this line here needs to be iron ore. So how do I make that happen? That shouldn't be too difficult. Which way do I do this? Splitter is left of center, it looks like. So the center tile goes this direction. And then we'll go this direction over here. And we're still going to put a splitter there, just like that. But we no longer need to put a splitter in for the coal at this point. Instead, we want to put a splitter in for the coal where? If I put a splitter in for the coal up here, it would have to go over here, so that's not going to work. We're going to have to put a splitter in for the coal either right here, but I can't, so it would have to go like here maybe, or down here. Let's do it down here. And we're going to use underground belts, so we'll undergroundy this guy, and then we'll do the coal splitter up and in to here and up and into here. So that will put our coal in, and that should be good. That is our steel smeltery right there, ladies and gentlemen. So the idea is the ore comes along the outer belts, and it will be dedicated belts of ore, which means we could technically build this one out, you know, twice as far if we wanted to, because it's going to have dedicated belts. Or alternatively, since it's going to be dedicated coal and dedicated ore belts, we could actually just build this out the same distance and steal it and still use yellow belts for the inputs, but use a red belt for the output. Actually, we won't need to use a red belt for the output because the steel outputs are way slower than iron. This will not saturate a steel line, and we're going to build a second one next to it. But we could build these a lot longer because steel makes it's 5 times slower, I think. So this will not actually saturate a steel line, which is fine. Okay, so next, this needs to be expanded upon upwards and fill out this whole array. And then I think it's going to be time to connect all the materials, but I think we might save that for the next one. I'm going to expand this. I'll be back once we can see what the final array looks like, and I might even build the one next to it as well. I'll be back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here is the finished deal without inputs coming into it, of course. This is this... Hey, fluid handling. I never managed to start it. Okay, so here is the steel smeltery. It's the only real new thing that you need to see. Again, lots and lots and lots of lights. We've added chests to the end of all of them as well. We will be getting rid of those chests, and they're going to be going to belts to make my main bus. But initially, I am going to want to store a little bit of stuff in some chests so that I can make some things happen. We will get rid of those eventually, though. Don't worry. We are not making buffers or anything like that in this build. They're not necessary. If you can regulate your belts using the smelters, then that's fine. They self-regulate. It's perfect. You don't need to balance. Tons of lights. In fact, we are now using a megawatt of power on lights. 213 lights in our base. They're just everywhere. Way more lights than you actually need, but it looks so sweet as well. We can color them to whatever we want to, which is fantastic. I mean, that'll make things more complicated, but we can. We did have to change things up a little bit. In between these, we did need to add another electric pole that we would not normally have in the other setups. That's because we have to power these long-handed inserters, and there was no other way to do it with these shitty old small electric poles, at least. So that's what we did, and of course an electric pole on the tops as well, so that we could power the inserters for the chests. Alright, so let's see how much room I would need if I wanted to make a second one of them, shall we? Okay, first of all, let's see the materials to build one of these. We don't need to worry about the fast inserters or the steel chests, but we need 2 splitters, that's easy. 32 lights, okay, for another one. 32 long-handed inserters, 49 poles, 50 undergrounds, 64 furnaces. Really, is that it? Wow, okay. 117 belts, and 128 regular inserters. So let's just blueprint that real quick. Let's lay it out next to it. Holy shit, I have enough room to fit another one. Okay, I don't think I'm going to build it right now, but I think I might do that in the future. It all depends on how many iron ore lines I can have come in. Like, my iron, like, I haven't even built the mines to feed these smelters yet. So, we're not ready to start smelting yet, guys. Like, I can't just hook these, you know, six mines up to these 4 iron lines, and these 4 mines up to this steel smeltery, and my absolutely nothing as far as copper goes up to the 4 things for copper, and expect it to work fine. That's not enough mines. It's nowhere near enough mines. We should have enough power to run all the mines we need. Actually, now that I look at this iron patch, it looks rather anemic, doesn't it? We can fill this whole thing up, and we probably will not be generating enough iron to feed this smeltery. That's okay, we've got another big ass iron patch just down here. It has a little bit of copper and coal on it as well, which sucks. I hate mixed ore patches, especially early in the game. Especially in vanilla, when you don't have like loaders that can filter and all kinds of cool stuff. Okay, so I guarantee you once we run these things, we're going to need way more coal production. We're going to need lots of iron production to feed it. We're going to need lots of copper production to feed it. We might even need another bank of power to power it, but I doubt it. No, we're making almost 40 megawatts. This is significantly more power than you would normally get in like not 14 and earlier, because damn, I love this new power tree. I can't stop saying how much I love it. It's fantastic. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for this video. Now that the actual framework of the smeltery is built, it's not ready to kick off yet, but we are one step closer to being able to make this factory an actual freaking factory. I'll see you guys next time.